Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Munce Report as we preview the stables runners for week 2 of the Queensland Winter Racing Carnival at the Gold Coast on Saturday. Welcome, Chris, and how's the week been heading into some of these big races?
Yeah, g'day Adam, how you going, mate? It's been really good. Obviously, we've got a couple of these nice young 3-year-olds going to the coast on Saturday, and they had a nice gallop, both of them on Tuesday morning on the dirt, and I was very pleased with how they both trained and galloped. And the 2-year-old as well, he's come through his race from last Saturday quite good also. So looking forward to getting them all to the coast on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely exciting times that some of these big races, and you must be looking forward to returning to the Gold Coast. Obviously, it's been a happy hunting ground for you with Boomsara over the last couple of years, taking out the 3-year-old Magic Millions Guineas and also the cutest jewel.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tricky track, the Gold Coast. It's always been, there used to be an old saying that you'd like your horse to have had a run around it first before you sort of think that they can win, because it's got a few little tricks to it, and it's sometimes horses just don't handle it the first time down there. But I mean, all my horses have raced on there that are racing there this weekend, so it should be good.
Very good. All right, well, let's get into the preview for Saturday. You've got 4 runners in total heading down the M1. Last start winner, Iconista, kicks off proceedings, stepping up to a Fillies and Mares benchmark 72 off the back of a well-deserved maiden win. How do you think she'll handle that step up in grade?
Well, it's always a bit of an ask, going straight to a benchmark 72 race after just a maiden win. But I think this filly, she's got the foundation to be able to handle that sort of a jump and a class rise. I also do honestly feel that I think she's a filly better ridden a bit patiently, ridden a bit more conservatively, and to come with one rush, one short, sharp sprint. I don't think she can sustain a long gallop. But having said that, she did set up a good tempo the other day at Doomben and really rolled along at a high cruising speed and sustained the gallop. So, well, I just think she's in really good form, this filly, and I wouldn't be surprised if she handled a bit of wet too if it did happen to rain.
Okay, and that's the first runner in the Henderson colours there. If she does take place, she's also obviously dual acceptor for Ipswich on Sunday, so you've got a bit of assessing to do there. Yeah,
so look, I'll have to have a talk to Mr. Henderson about that, but I'll have a talk to him and we'll decide probably in the next 12, 24 hours where she goes. But I'd say she would most likely go to the Gold Coast on Saturday.
Very good. The 2-year-old, you already referenced him, Kavak. He contests the Group 3 Ken Russell Memorial Classic, and he's off the back of 2 4th placings to kick off his preparation. What did you make of that run on Saturday where he was 4th behind Got a Kiss?
Well, I thought he still made good ground late. I was really surprised that he got back as far as what he did. I expect him to sort of be in the leading bunch in the first few horses there, but he certainly got back, and it was as if he just got all lost and had never been in that sort of a situation before and didn't know what to do. So I thought he still kept coming to the line okay. He certainly didn't hit the line with any gusto, but I also do feel that this horse is probably going to need an operation when he goes for a spell this prep. I don't think we've seen the best of him on the track this preparation. I think he's so far anyway. That's hence the reason I backed him up quickly this week. I think, well, he's a colt, he's tough, and he needs a bit of racing under his belt. So that's the reason I ran him last week and backed him up into the Ken Russell.
Tactics-wise, do you think he'll go back to what he knows best as far as being more on the speed this weekend?
Well, look, he's just drawn a little bit tricky, so I'm probably going to have to leave that for Justin. I suppose the good thing to come out of it was the fact that we know he doesn't have to lead. I mean, he can come from pretty much anywhere, but I just think he needs to find his rhythm in the race somewhere and just relax and find a bum, and hopefully he can get out and hit the line strong.
Very good. We've also got 2 exciting gallopers in the shape of the 3-year-old Stampy and Scathing. They're contesting the Group 3 Gold Coast Guineas, which is race 8 on the program. Stampy, drawn barrier 1, that's tick for Sean Cormack, and he's been freshened up for this. How's he travelling?
He's going really good, this horse. I just can't believe that he still keeps aiming up and racing in the form that he is. Sometimes he's been in work a long time, this horse, but he seems to appreciate going out to Archer Park after each run for a few days, and then he comes back in and he's got his routine down pat now that we seem to know that he likes. And the horse has actually put weight on, so it's I was pleasantly surprised when we weighed him the other day to see he put a bit of weight on. So he's handling his work, he's galloping well, he's eating well. And look, it's a very, very hard race. We can't kid ourselves. This is probably as good a Guineas race as I've seen for a long time. So, I just think that he's drawn well, so it gives him every chance to race well.
And obviously he's back in his lane here. He had to step up to the extra distance last start of the 1,600 metres, but obviously he's back to a distance where he's he's proven.
Well, that's right. But I mean, like the other day at the Sunshine Coast, the saddle did slip mid-race, Justin told me, and obviously made his life a bit difficult. And I still thought, he was still there, battled on. He did run fourth, but I still thought he battled on well after probably not having the best of runs in transit.
Very good. The other runner, he's in form also, Scathing, who jumps from barrier 6 for Justin Huxtable, who's on fire at the moment, riding lots of winners, which is a good sign. And Scathing is shooting for 3 straight wins. How's he been since his last run?
Yeah, well, he's just kept on improving this horse as well. I mean, he's not a lot of him. He's a bit of a goey lad, but he's just loving his work at the moment and his racing, and he's in peak form. So I think he's drawn a good barrier for him as well. It gives Justin a few options where he wants to get to and what he wants to do on the horse. But, I think you'll find that they'll both posse up. Both horses will probably posse up somewhere in the first half a dozen of the field anyway. And after that, it'll be up to the riders where they go and what they do on them.
Very good. Well, some excited connections, no doubt, ahead of the weekend. And as you say, it's a cracking race, that one. So I look forward to seeing that. Good luck to all the connections there. You've also got a few runners elsewhere across the weekend. So we might quickly just touch on those. At the Sunshine Coast on Friday night, the Carpenter, he's entered for a Class 3 plate over 1,200 metres. He's drawn the car park in barrier 17.
Yeah, well, look, he'll still have to run. There's quite a few scratchings, quite a few emergencies in the race. So I'm hoping that with them, if they come out, he should come into a respectable barrier. I mean, it's 10 or 12, I suppose, something like that he should come into. So it's not ideal, the barrier. But look, he just didn't compete the other day at Bow Desert. I don't know what happened there. His first up run was very, very good. But for some reason, he never got round Bow Desert at all the other day. And it was just as if he wasn't interested and didn't want to take part. So we'll go to Caloundra. We know he likes the track. He's won there. His ratings have been very good at Caloundra. So he'll get a good ride from Ryan Wiggins, who's quite aggressive on the horse, which I think he needs. And I think he'll improve dramatically on what we saw at Bow Desert the other day.
Okay. And rounding out the weekend, you've got 2 runners heading to Ipswich on Sunday. Fifi No Fuss lines up in the maiden plate over 1,350. And she was an improved performance last start.
I thought she went really well. I mean, I said to Justin before the race, just to give her every possible and ride her as best as he can from where she doesn't seem to show a lot of speed out of the gates, but he gave her a really good ride, and she seemed to appreciate the big track at Caloundra, and I was really pleased with the way that she kept coming on late to finish third at big odds. So you're right, she's certainly an improver, not a lot of her, but I do feel that even after Sunday, we'll be able to get her out to a mile after that.
Okay. And the other runner on the program is Twerk, who steps up to the 1,200 metres. This is her third up assignment in a Class 1 plate.
Yeah, well, I think Quirk's not far away now. She's a gross filly, and she takes a little bit of racing, but her 2 runs in have been very, very honest, and probably not without a lot of luck either the other day. She set to get off the bit and just hit a flat spot at a crucial stage at Bow Desert, whereas I think Ipswich, she's won there. She likes Ipswich, and she seems to race well at that track in particular.
Very good, mate. All right, well, you got some feature race runners again over the weekend, and obviously the ones from the previous weekend weren't far away, so hopefully you have a bit more luck this weekend.
Yeah, no, they're in good form, mate, so just need an ounce of luck and they'll be right there in the firing line.